Kicking off a new series today, She's Got Faith, highlighting some extraordinary women like Stephenie Larsen, who is Mormon and has been her whole life. But what guides her now is not the rules of the church. She's following her conscience and her heart. Watch.
I grew up Mormon, was married in the LDS temple. I used to be a very black and white thinker.
Stephenie Larsen is a mother of 6 who grew up in Orem, Utah.
I thought that being gay was a sin. I probably thought that people chose to be that way.
But it was her husband's uncle that changed her views.
My husband had an uncle who was gay, whose name was John Williams. And he challenged the things that I believed or thought I knew.
Stephenie says she read that the suicide rate of gay teens in Utah was spiking and decided she needed to get involved.
I think that a lot of these kids grow up feeling like God won't love me, my community won't understand, my family won't understand, and they feel alone, and they have this secret that they don't dare tell.
She created the Encircle LGBTQ Family and Youth Resource Center.
You're gonna be just fine.
A safe space where parents and teens can have open and honest discussions about anything. 18-year-old Jethro Davis was afraid he would be thrown out of his house when he came out to his parents 3 years ago.
When I first came out, I had my friends outside my house in a car waiting because I was sure I was gonna get disowned. And it was hard, but I didn't get disowned.
Jethro is grateful for Stephenie and the center.
She is incredible. What a vision. There's sometimes a temptation to fight, to be angry because the community here is so religious and conservative, but Stephenie has led with only love, and you can't fight that.
His father, Morgan, also attends events at Encircle and embraces their philosophy.
When I learned that Encircle was happening, I thought, this is a way I can send a signal to my son that I care not just about him, but the entire community of which he, feels a part, and I can show that I support them.
When Christ was born.
I like to believe that these LGBTQ youth are here to help us learn to love better and more purely, and I think I see it happening here at Encircle. People get to be who they are, and they're honored for who they are, and I think that that's the basis of spirituality.
And we're joined now by Stephenie Larsen. Stephenie, welcome to you.
Thank you.
So, when you were growing up in the Mormon church, was it an active lesson? At the church, that LGBT, not okay, a sin, was that actively taught?
In our doctrine, yes.
So it wasn't until you met Mitch's uncle that a light went off for you?
Yes, I think growing up in Provo, and I went to Brigham Young University for 7 years. After I came out of school, I would have told you that it was a sin, that gay marriage would destroy our country. And then I married into the Larsen-Williams family and got to know John Williams, and watching him for 20 years made all those things fall apart for me, my beliefs on that.
To those who are out there right now, be they Mormon or another faith, who still believe that being gay, being lesbian is a sin, that gay marriage is wrong, what do you want them to know about what that does to a young gay man or a young lesbian woman, what it does to them?
I think it destroys how they see themselves and how the worth that they think that they are. On average, a gay individual realizes by the time they're 12 that they are gay, and on average, they don't come out until they're 22. So that leaves this 10-year period where they know who they are inside, and they're hearing what their mother thinks about people who are gay, what their pastor thinks, what their teachers think. And usually it's not positive in my community. And so the shame and the isolation that happens with these kids, they don't want to be this way.
And you don't want to hurt your own children. You don't want to even inadvertently be hurting your own child for 10 years by sending this message that they're bad.
Right.
Right? Do you think a lot of people aren't even realizing that they're doing that?
Oh, of course not. No, I don't think they realize.
Mm-hmm. But how do you get them to let go of that, that belief that's been ingrained in their brains since they were children, since they were babies?
What I think the most important way for us to learn who these kids are is to get to know them, to stop and have conversations, get to understand what's going on in their heart and who they are, and that they're amazing, wonderful people. And I think that's when you see the change, is when we get to know each other.
And to those who are wondering right now about the disconnect between their instinct to love, as you say, to just love anybody and everybody, and what their faith has told them, what say you?
Well, I grew up Mormon, learning that that's the number one thing that Christ wants us to do, is to love others. And so I think if we put that first, all the other problems fall out of the way. And we just become better people, all of us, the more we understand and love other people and let them be them.
Well said. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure, Stephenie.